Hey there. How are we all feeling? All right, great. So, so before I start this, I just wanted to pose a question to all of you. When you think of the biggest problem that teens face daily, what comes to mind? Hey, great. You guys already know me. You guys have heard of me. So, nah, but I gotta make the joke. So, fatty foods? No. Justin Bieber? Close. But the biggest problem, I think, is that we're all members of a single terrible country. We call it the procrastination. Yeah. So, with a quick show of hands, who here is a procrastinator? Yeah, right? No, yeah, I too am a procrastinator. But the thing is that I can tell you the first time I vividly remember procrastinating is when I borrowed a set of Legos when I was 4 from my friend and didn't give it back for a month. Now, a month is a pretty long time to a 4-year-old, but needless to say, we never spoke again. But Lego set was definitely worth it. So what is this procrastination? So psychological studies have called it a chronic procrastination. This means that people like to push things back. This means that they like to pile things up until the very last minute. So what happens when this, a kid with just a lot of homework, turns into this? A worker who has all of his work waiting for him to be done at the end of a month. This is a pretty big problem, because that means that not only are the people that these workers are working for, the businesses, not only are they losing a lot of money, but the workers themselves are going to stress themselves out by the end of each month when their work is due. So how do you fight this procrastination? Well, it's difficult even at the workplace, because social media has become such a standpoint in work a lot that Facebook, a big social media outlet, is being used like an hour a day. So how do we fight this? Older orthodox methods would say that, you just put your blinders on, focus at the work at hand, and just go, right? At the very last minute. But that doesn't work anymore. It's outdated, right? We have so many distractions in our daily lives. So how do we deal with all these distractions? Well, instead of just trying to push them away, you know what I mean, when a new episode of Game of Thrones is on, when a new text pings on your phone, what do? So I'm going to pose that we try this out. Incentive-based effort. Sounds kind of fancy, but it's really, really simple when you think about it. It just means giving yourself treats, giving yourself incentives, so that you have something to work for. This can be anything. A present you buy from the store, some candy, whatever it is for you. So this has shown really big success in going back to business in small companies. There is a small Colombian bank known as Bancamia. So what this is a microfinance bank, and they were experiencing a lot of issues because their workers were just turning things in late. This meant that the managers were stressed out trying to figure everything out by the end of the month, and the workers were cramming themselves up to submit everything at the last deadline. So this is a chart of their stress, which is just, it rises a lot by the end of the month. So what do we do to solve that? Some researchers in the Madrugador program, or the Early Riser program, decided to provide incentives for these workers, things like movie tickets, things like restaurant coupons, and this really helped out. By the end of the program, workers were submitting their reports in by the first 2 weeks instead of the very last one each month. So you can see that the end result is success. With incentives, you yourself keep on track. You push to finish your work. But we can't just devalue incentives by giving yourself to them all the time. You got to be able to space it out. Keep yourself on track and just keep on going. So the next time you feel like pushing your work back, piling it up at the end, just remember the nice treat you got waiting for yourself, and just keep on going. Best of luck to you all, and thank you for your time.